Good morning, everyone. So I woke up at like maybe 4:30 this morning, and I don't know really why I woke up. I just did. But I slept a solid 6 hours, so that's good. I watched Roseanne last night. It was an hour long. Oh, I love it. It was kind of hard seeing the kids as adults now, because when Roseanne was playing in my day, those kids were little. So seeing them again as as adults is different, but it's still a good movie. It's still a good show, and I will continue to watch it. I have it DVR'd just in case I'm out, or I'm not feeling good, or what, just, anything. Like I'll have all my other shows. I have one of my shows that's ending, The Fosters, and so now I've picked up 2 new ones. There's another one, I think it's Ladder something, and it is a spin-off from Grey's Anatomy, and I think it starts up this week too. I'm not sure. I gotta look it up. So I will be start watching that one coming on Thursday. There's not much to talk about when you first wake up. I'm tired. I'll probably go back to sleep. I think I'll have a smoothie and go back to sleep. That sounds like a good plan to me. So I will see you guys later on in the day. Hey guys, I never went back to sleep. I don't feel good at all. None. Period. I'm really bloated today, really badly. And I took a Xifaxan, trying to make that help me. And so I hope that it does. I don't know. But anyway, I am going to go to my PCP and go for a UA. My bladder is really, really, really holding a lot. And when I cath, I can feel my bladder just, empty. So I know I'm holding a lot. I don't know how much. I don't have a hat, and I'm not using anything in my house to measure it. So my pictures that my daughter and my granddaughter and I took are ready to pick up, and I'm excited because I got I can't think of what it's called, but they're not in a frame. They're, I don't know, you guys know what I'm talking about. There's something kind of like that. I don't know if you can see it. Can you see that? Yeah, it's something like that. So there's 3 pictures like that, and I'm kind of excited to see them. I think it's me, my daughter, my granddaughter on one, and I don't know. It's just 3 pictures, and they're done like that. And so I'm excited to see that, and I am going to go to Dillard's. I need some new eyeliner, and I need some more mascara, I think. I don't know. I paid my Dillard's card off, but I'll just go on and probably just pay cash. I don't know. I may make an appointment with the J. Matilde clinic, because I am hurting really, really bad, and I know I just gotta move through the day. I just gotta move through it. Just gotta go forward. But when you're hurting like this, it's so hard to do. But I have things I have to do today. I keep putting them off and putting them off, but I can't stop. I gotta keep going. So I keep trying to get a hold of my daughter, and I don't know what she's doing. Today's my granddaughter's actual birthday, so I really hope to hear from her. So anyway, I'm gonna go on out and send the stuff out and come back home and relax. So hey guys, this is just a continual from yesterday. Oh wow, I don't even know where I ended off from yesterday. I was in a lot. I mean a lot of pain. What did I do? I had to go to the post office, and I bought my little granddaughter her first U of L outfit, and instead of just ordering it online and sending it to her, I bought it and then I went to the post office and sent it to her. My son has not came in yet, and I had also bought him like a Louisville, it didn't have a hood to it, so it's not really a hoodie, it's a like a Louisville thin jacket that zips up, and so they weren't going to the same place, so I had to send them separately, and so I sent those both out yesterday, and it was not pretty. I mean, the weather was not bad. It wasn't cold. It was nice, but I still had on my very thin Liz Claiborne jacket that I caught on clearance last year for $10. So anyway, as the day progressed, the pain just got worse and worse and worse. And I swear, I promise you, I looked like I was pregnant. I don't like going into the mall in sweatpants, and the pants I had on, they are a black, I don't know what you call them, but you can dress them up or you can dress them down. It just depends on how you feel. And so I put a nice, kind of like a plaid shirt. You guys have seen me in it. And so I went in that way. And so anyway, I went to the post office, and then when I went by Great Clips, I noticed there was only one person in there, so I knew they weren't busy. And so I went and I got my hair trimmed up and relayered, and getting some weight off of my hair. And so yeah, I'm fixing to go take a shower. My husband's coming home today, and then he's got to leave back out Tuesday morning. And then I went to Kroger. That was a mistake. It was like, as soon as I started pushing a cart and I started getting things, and the cart started getting heavier and heavier, the pain got worse and worse. And by now, I am feeling my abdomen. It is no longer bloated. I am very nauseated, but I'm driving, so I can't give myself any Finnegan or Zofran. I do carry that with me in my backpack, and I started feeling like I was going to vomit, and so I tried to get through Kroger as quickly as I could. So the checkout line I went through, the guy hollered at me and said he was open. I didn't get that much, really. The Pepsi and Coke products were 4 for $11, and I got 8. And then the pierogies were on sale, so I got some of those. I got, what else did I get? I can't remember. But anyway, oh, and I picked up my granddaughter a birthday card, and then I stopped back by the post office on my way home and just stuck that on one of the outside to-go mail. And then I stopped at JCPenney's and got my pictures that I had made. And now I'm back home, and I was hurting so bad that I sat in the truck, just kind of like breathing. And because I had stuff that I had to take in, it couldn't wait. But I was hurting so bad, I just couldn't handle it. And I kept asking myself when I was in Kroger, what are you doing here? You feel horrible. Why are you here? So anyway, earlier that day I had texted the apartment complex because the new couple that moved in upstairs, the woman asked me why I was so rude to her. I'm not rude to her. I just asked her when she was going to get her tags renewed. I mean, she moved here from Oklahoma. They've got temporary 30-day tags from September from a car lot. And, I've bought enough cars to know that if you buy a car and your tags have not come in yet, you can go back to the dealership. They will give you another temporary tag until your driver's license plate comes in. It's no big deal. But I think it is to them, because in the state of Kentucky, you have to have your title. And in order to do that, since they've never bothered to go back and get any kind of registration, title, new plate, I'm sorry. Now, they can't pay the $900, and it's not all the back taxes. It's the payments. So their car's going to get repoed. And so she told me she was going to call. She was going to call the office about how rude I am. It's fine, go ahead, I'll beat you to it. Now, then, assistant manager, well, that's none of your business. Well, let me tell you something. When the rest of us have to keep our tags new and up to date, and then you have somebody that had already started shit with me as soon as she moved in, and I didn't go looking around at their tags to see if they were expired or anything. It caught my eye when me and my daughter came in here. My daughter was here just 2 weeks ago, and I was like, Kylie, just kind of go back to the other side of your car and act like you're looking at something, and tell me if those aren't expired tags, temp tags at that. She said, yeah. From September of 2017. So I go up there to apologize to her and to be nice, and she gives me this poor pity me story. I am a single mother of 4. I don't get any child support. You don't know how hard my life is. Well, excuse me. Stop. I have children. The whole time I was married, I can count on 3 fingers how many times my ex-husband actually held a full-time job, and how many times I held 2 or 3 jobs and would work overtime and everything like that. And yeah, there was no child support. And when, I know how hard it is. You don't have to tell me your pity party. And then she goes on to tell me that her husband, okay, you just told me you were a single mom. You're not a single mom. I don't care if it is a second husband. You're not a single mom. You have somebody there that's helping you take care of them. So, and tell me he's a wounded veteran. Well, I'm sorry. My dad was a wounded veteran. He got hurt while he was fighting in World War II. He's got a Silver Star, but he's dead. He can't tell anybody that anymore. So, she just kept on telling me about her life. I'm like, I'm sorry. And then she started telling me, well, thanks to you, my car is going to get repoed and sent back to the car lot because I can't pay $900. Okay, wait a minute. First of all, I'm the one, I didn't buy a car and then never made any payments on it. Okay? I simply told the office she had expired temporary tags from a car dealership that she never went back and got tags on. And my bet is the repo man's looking for her because they never went back. Hey, I tell it like it is. So she went on to say, because I came upstairs to apologize to her and to be nice to her, that I was harassing her. Well, alright, you know what? That's fine, because I know everything. Every single thing that goes on down here. I know who drives what. I know if somebody's in that vehicle or messing around in that vehicle and the person that's doing that doesn't belong in that vehicle. Or they got their window down and it's raining. I can go knock on the door and say, hey, it's raining, your window's down, you might want to go out there and roll it up. My neighbor, he's out of town a lot, so I make sure there's nothing around that makes it look like that he's out of town, so he's not a target for somebody that might want to break in. We have had somebody break in. It's only been one timer down here, but the guy was an idiot, and that's all I'm going to say about that. And so, we all get along down here. And so I text the manager. I said that, told him last night. I went up there to apologize to her, so she said she went and told me all her personal problems, and she told me she was going to tell you I was harassing her. Well, first of all, I wasn't harassing her. I empathize with her. I don't feel sorry for her. I empathize with her. I went up there to apologize and to explain how the parking spots are, and just to tell her, park close to the curb, hug the line so it gives the rest of the parking spots a little bit of extra room. She told me her sad story. I have health problems. I didn't tell her none of that. Is it any of her business? No. But she gave me her business. And, this would have never started had she not come banging on my door to throw the lease up in my face when she signed the lease in pure violation. She was already violating the lease as soon as she signed it. So, That's not my problem. That is hers. And so, you know what? You don't have to worry about it. I won't say one more word to her. Her car could have the window down. I won't say nothing to her. Somebody could be in her car that doesn't belong in that car. I won't say a word. Nothing. Because, you know, the rest of us down here, we take care of each other. You know? So, that's the way she wants to be. That's the way she wants to be. But you know what? Then she went on to tell me she was going to lose her job because she can't get their kids to school. She can't get her daughter to daycare. She has a husband. Why is the daughter in daycare? Why doesn't the husband take care of her? Hell, if I could have, I would have took my kids and put them in daycare. You know how expensive that is? It's crazy. But anyway. So, pain's not as bad as it was yesterday. Yesterday, I started out really, really bloated. It looked like I was pregnant. But then as the day went on, I started getting nauseous. And I started wanting to throw up. Of course, I didn't eat anything. The only thing I had had all day was, what did I have? Smoothies. And, so, I started feeling my abdomen. And it wasn't bloat. It was distension. So, I did go to the doctor, and I did leave a sample for my urine, so they could check it and make sure I didn't have anything in it, because that was one thing I wanted to rule out, because sometimes, you know, you could have a urinary tract infection, and sometimes it can mimic abdominal pain, or it can cause abdominal pain. It didn't look bad when I left it, so I don't think it's going to have anything in it. So, just all of it. My stomach, my intestines, everything was hurting. I mean, just everything. And there's been many, many times, I get sores in my mouth. And that's from the Crohn's. And I have to take out my partials. But when I have to do that, then my teeth shift. And pushing that partial up in there, oh my God, it hurts. And I hate mouth pain over anything in the world. And so I was in tears last night. It just had me bellied over in tears. And I did start vomiting. And just my chest was hurting. And I was like, God, is this ever going to go away? Is this something? You know, because women, we have, our heart attacks are nothing like a man having a heart attack. Ours is different. You don't, how do I want to say this? Okay, our heart attacks are different. Our symptoms are nothing like a man's. So if you think that you could possibly be having a heart attack, you should go to the hospital and have them run the test on you, because we don't have the same symptoms. Most men's are textbook symptoms, women's are not. So I went in my room, I got my night medicine, and I have Ativans, so when I'm having angina and anxiety that might be causing that pain, I can take it. And so I took it, and then I also took a double dose of my Protonics, because just in case that might also be some GERD. And because if my gastroparesis has completely stopped my stomach from working altogether, then I have acid that's pushing back up through my esophagus. And so I did throw up. I took some IV Phenergan. I was out immediately. But like I said, I haven't been feeling good. I just haven't. And then I woke up again at, I want to say 4 o'clock, and still nauseous, and so I took some more Phenergan. But after I did all this last night, I started for about an hour, hour and a half. It was like the dam was cut loose or something. All of a sudden, I had all of this output in my bag, and I had the ileoscopy done Monday, and I have a peristomal hernia, and that is up near my stoma. And so, when you have scopes done, you're not necessarily going to have any issues during that day. It could be a couple days after. And so since I do have that hernia, it could have been a number of things. It could have been that I had a partial bowel obstruction. It could have been a stricture. It could have been my stomach just completely stopped working. I mean, my neural stimulator is at 10.5, and from what I'm understanding, it is at 12 is the highest you can go. And if at 10.5 that my stomach decides, oh, well, kick you over into the waste can, and that's gonna be it. And so, that could have happened too. So there's just a number of things that could have happened yesterday, and it's just miserable. And I had to go do some of these things yesterday, and so God, just you just have to push through it. It's all you can do. Just push through it. So, I doubt that I'm going to pick the camera back up the rest of the day. My husband will probably be calling me here within the next hour or so and tell me to meet him up at the Ford plant, and I will leave. So I will probably leave in my pajamas, with my hair a mess that hasn't been brushed. It was just pulled up and thrown into a clip. Yeah. This is what I do when I don't feel good. I just, throw a house coat on, my house shoes, except it's raining, so I'll throw my tennis shoes on, and they won't be tied. But I have no reason to get out of my truck. I have no reason to stop anywhere else. If he wants to stop somewhere else, he can get out and he can get it. But today is rest, because I did go through and I did dust. We have a lot of electronics, and electronics, they cause a lot of dust. And so I did dust and got some cobwebs down, but I'm still hurting from the bruised ribs and strain, and I don't know how long that's gonna last. And you just don't get bruised ribs or strains. I am not an active person. I'm not an active person because I never feel good. You know, I am a perfect person that can sit there and look in your face and say, oh yeah, I'm fine. And smile, and inside saying, why are you lying? My cousins, one has fibromyalgia and the other has MS. And so when we're talking to each other, yeah, it's just like, say, well, how you feeling? She said, you know how I'm feeling, you don't even have to ask. I'm like, yeah, I know. Yeah, I already know. Because you have a chronic illness or disease, you know, other people, they really don't want to hear all your problems. They ask you out of being nice, how do you feel today? Oh, I feel great. And inside you're saying, you're such a lying bitch. Yeah. But I guess the pain was showing through when I was checking out at Kroger. The gentleman was maybe 10 years older than me, and it was all I could do to get to the front. And I was questioning my thought process the whole time I was in Kroger, because I had to have more soy milk. I was out. And I had to have a few other things because I was out. And so he opened up his line. He said, come over here. And he looked at me, and I know he must have seen the pain. And so he was like, here, you need some help? I'm like, no, I'll be okay. He's like, he can take it out for him. I'm like, okay, well, alright. So when the little boy got done putting my groceries in, I gave him a dollar bill, and I said, you know, I know it's not much, but I used to do your job whenever I was a teenager, and, you know, you can get yourself a drink with this. So, you know, I don't know that if people even do that for people like that anymore. And, you know, I had my regular customers that, because I worked at Kroger for 3 years, and I would have regular customers that they would ask for me, and if I was there, they called me to the front to bag the groceries, and when I was done, they always had a tip. You're not supposed to take a tip. That's what they tell you. As long as you don't say nothing, you don't get in trouble. Christmas time, it was nothing to make $100 in tips before Christmas. And almost that before Thanksgiving. And especially during the summer, you would get $100 here, you get $1 here, $1 there, and it was like, here, you can get yourself something to drink because it's so hot outside. And, you know, so, but you know, Kroger's not, they're still a union, but they're still not the same as they used to be. I mean, you know, they're not, well, they don't, when I worked there, you had courtesy clerks. These courtesy clerks got down there, they were taught how to bag your groceries, and this was before the plastic era came in, and right in the middle of me working at Kroger's, I think, is when we were introduced to plastic. And so we ended up being taught how to bag in these plastics and keeping all the cold food together and all the house detergents and everything separate, and the meats and all that, and they don't know how to bag like that anymore. And, you know, I am so used still to this day of being taught how to bag appropriately, and so I am still set in that way. of how to bag. If I don't have anybody down bagging my groceries, I'll hop down there. I can bag them extremely quickly and bag them the way I want them bagged. I just have a certain way with my, like if I have 2 liters or canned goods, how I want those packed. So anyway, yeah, that was a great challenge for me in the store yesterday. My apartment complex asked me if I could get a handicap placard. If I could get a handicap placard, they would put a handicap spot for me. According to Kentucky law, I have to have an orthopedic issue, or I have to have a lung issue, or noticeably a disability. And they don't give it, they don't recognize those of us who have invisible disabilities. And I think I'm going to bring that up to Matt Bevin, who is our governor of Kentucky. I worked on his campaign for U.S. Senate. He knows exactly who I am. And our Attorney General. So, you know, it's not something that I would use all the time. But, you know, like yesterday, I was hurting so bad. But I needed to get these things done. And I wanted to do it while I was out. And I struggled yesterday. Literally struggled. And, you know, last night I came home crying because I was hurting so bad. And I have to be in a lot of pain in order to be crying. I mean, I have a high pain tolerance. So if I'm crying, then you know I'm hurting really bad, because I don't cry. I don't cry. I still did not take a Percocet. I did not take a Percocet. And the reason was, it was because I took ibuprofen, I took Ativan, and I took Finnegan. And I didn't take the pain pill because I wasn't sure yet if I was going to call an ambulance to come and get me and take me to the hospital. And if I had taken a Percocet, I couldn't have IV dilaudid. So, because both of them have Tylenol in it, I think. Yeah, I think it's OxyContin, and it has a little bit of Tylenol in it. So, yeah. But finally I got some relief. You know, I threw up a few times, and then finally, I don't know if it was a stricture. You know, and it very well could have been a stricture or a partial obstruction, because a stricture is like a very, very narrow spot in your intestines. And if you get enough up against that narrowing, it will push whatever's there through. And see, I didn't have any food or anything coming out of that. I had nothing but pure liquid. And then a partial bowel obstruction. It could have been a partial bowel obstruction. Partial bowel obstructions aren't complete. It's basically, there's a mechanical issue there. Something is in the way, and if it moves, then stuff will get through. So it could have been one of those. because of how that acted. You know what? Usually when I breathe in, I can feel the stimulator. I don't feel it right now. It may have stopped working. If I don't feel it by the end of this weekend, I will make a call to go to the motility clinic, because that could be another part of the reason why I'm feeling so bad. When they did the temporary, they did an NG tube. You were in endoscopy. They run an NG tube down. They attached the stimulator to the inside lining of your stomach, and then the generator is actually on the outside. I'll post something up in here somewhere all about that, and I'll post vlogs about that. And so whenever they pulled it out, I started immediately vomiting, because, you know, when I don't have it, I have 82, 83% of my food that is still in my stomach. After 4 hours, it is normal to have 0 to 10% of your food still left in your stomach. My stomach is so bad that after 4 hours, I have 82 to 83% of my food still in my stomach, because my stomach does not work. I will have food that's still coming out after 2 or 3 days, because my stomach does not work. And this is even with the stimulator. And then another problem that I'm having is trying to lose weight. Well, my metabolism isn't high, and since I have these issues with these other organs being very, very sluggish and not working properly, it is causing my other organs not to work properly. And the words that came out of my cardiologist's mouth is, I don't need any more organs to start failing. And my bladder has taken a huge dump, and my liver enzymes have increased really, really bad. And that could be another reason why I'm having a hard time losing weight, and the way I'm carrying my weight. And, you know, this is all so overbearing, because, one, I'm 44, and I shouldn't be having all the problems that I'm having. And I hate doctors. I hate going to see new doctors. I don't want to deal with it all. But I'm gonna have to. And my blood pressure has gone from being 95 over 50, 95 over 60 to like 130 over 80, 90, and I still am, my pulse is still way up there. I'm still, I still have tachycardia. So it doesn't matter. I can be sitting still and my pulse will still be, 130 to 150, and so I know I need to go make an appointment with the cardiologist. Let him check me out and see what's going on. I need to go make an appointment. I get referrals is what I need to do with my GI and the GI. Oh, because I want the good doctors, like Dr. Jordan got me my GI, then the GI got me into the GI motility clinic. I need those good doctors like I've got right now. So I'm just, you know, I'm just tired, and I'm tired of being tired. I'm sick of being sick, and I just want to feel good for once. That's it, just once. And the days that I do feel good, I go out and I take full advantage of it. And you know what? I am so sick of being criticized for going out on the days that I feel good. You know, I don't plan them. They happen. You know, when my daughter was here, I was like, look, we have to go. I don't care how bad I feel. We have to go and get these pictures taken. And we did. It was something I've never been able to do. It's something I'll never get the chance to do with my own mom. And it's something that I wanted to do with my daughter and granddaughter, 3 generations, pictures of me and my daughter, you know, my daughter with my granddaughter. And you know, it's, you know, my daughter doesn't have the money to go and do all that. And you know, I was able to do it for her, and I wanted to do it for her. And so I did. You know, people don't have pictures anymore. We have the cloud. We have our phones. We lose our phones. We lose our pictures. Unless you back them up onto a drive somewhere, or you put them in a cloud. But you better make sure you're paying for that cloud. Like my husband found out he wasn't paying for his cloud, and he lost all of his pictures. Me, I went up to the terabyte. And so I have everything. Some things I don't want, I go through there and I delete them. But yeah, I have everything because I go and I pay for it. That's just like my voicemail. My voicemail, I never listen to my voicemails, so instead of not listening to my voicemails, I went with the visual voicemails. So when I get them, I can read them. And sometimes, you know, when you get a voicemail, you can't understand it. Well, Verizon can understand it. So, anyway, I am going to get off of here. My husband should be calling pretty soon. And, yeah, I'm not changing my clothes. I'm going just like this, but with some tennis shoes. So, you guys have a good night, and I will try to get this up tonight, and I will hope to see you guys tomorrow. I'm not sure that I will be doing anything this weekend because my husband is home, and I won't see him for 2 weeks after this. So, if not, then I will see you guys Tuesday. Good night.